Seventh big league from the Arden Street ground. We're now 3 minutes into the third quarter.
16 points the difference. Down it comes there to... Oh, nearly a push in the back that time to Holden. I think he get the free kick. Yes, Holden will get the free kick there for North Melbourne at centre field. Solidly built guy, Holden, as he drives the ball back there towards centre half forward. Punched away by Carter, away from Good. Going after it now as Hodgman, coming in to meet at that time as Abernathy. Tackled. Didn't have the ball that time, I would say. A push in the back to Danaher. And Danaher takes the free kick at half back, goes for a short pass and a good mark to Rhys Jones. He and Dimitri have had a good battle. I'd say that Rhys Jones is on top. Picked up this time now by Abernathy. A kick up there towards the full forward position. Oh, mark the Good, nearly. No, is he playing it? He said play on, and this allows Ackley to take the ball away. Go for a short pass out there towards Greg. Greg taps the ball away from Dennis Carroll, but the ball is out of bounds on North Melbourne's half forward on about 65 metres around from their goal. North at the moment, 12-4-76 to South, 8-12-60. Knocked out by Dempsey. There goes Phil Cracker. Look at this. Looking for his brother. He's grabbed. Gets it back there towards Hodgman. He goes down. They pounce on him. Nearly a free kick to him, I'd say, for a flick in the back. Oh, there we see Smith getting a nasty one. Oh, then the runner had a go at Smith. Of course, Smith pushed the runner in the back. Well, the run, there it is in replay. You watch Smith just giving one with the knee. Just to keep him quiet. Or yeah, it's not bad. It stings a bit as we watch now for the kick from Hodgman. He's played a fairly good game today too, bobbing up every now and again. This will make it 22 points the difference in favour of North Melbourne if he's successful with this kick. Well, that is a goal, and we see North Melbourne now move on to 13 goals, 482 to the Swans, 8 goals, 12-60, 3.5 minutes gone.
Well, North Melbourne once again reasserting their supremacy here at the Arden Street ground. 2 quick goals to open the third quarter have once again put them right back in business. The Swans slow to start as they were in the second quarter, although they did well at the opening of the match in the first term. That goal, North Melbourne now lead by 22 points. Bounce favours round. Cracker. Tanner. Good. Fumbles at the crucial moment. Lets the Swans defenders descend upon him. Into the open goes the hand pass to Hodgman, but the umpire in the meantime has blown the whistle. And it will be a ball up, I think, at centre half forward for the Kangaroos. Dempsey and Round, who have had a great duel right throughout the afternoon. Browning tries to go for the knockdown after that bounce. Picked up by Phil Cracker. A shot at goal is off target, through for 1 point. So that means that North Melbourne now lead by 23 points, 83-60, 13-5 to 8-12. Rod Carter, number 13 for the Swans, will do the kicking in as he has done for most of the afternoon. Generally has favoured the old gasometer wing. Let's see which way he goes this time. Straight up the centre of the ground. Keith Gregg goes the punch. Dennis Carroll gets it into the open, taken by Paul Morwood, whose kick will land at the open spaces on the centre wing. Henshaw late on the scene. Oh, Law got scragged a little bit too high. Free kick will be downfield, says the umpire. And that means it will be taken by John Byrne, I think. Umpire talking to number 8 for the Swans. That's Greg Smith. So Byrne, centre half forward to the scoreboard end goal, looking for Blight. Blight behind. Ackley and Hodgman. Back to Blight it comes. Trying to get it into the open, not having any success, and umpire Peter Cameron has decided to ball it up adjacent to the square. It's only about 4 or 5 metres from the goal line, if that. Dempsey to Blight. Very scrambly play. Dempsey again into the open spaces. It goes straight to Ackley. Ackley puts it high towards the pocket, and the mark is brought in by Kerry Good. Well, Good would be within kicking distance. He's a fair way out, but I would suggest round about the 50-metre mark. And a chance to bring up North Melbourne's 14th goal. They've already kicked 2 in this third quarter. 2 goals, 2. Good fires at the goals. That looks pretty good. The distance is okay. I think it's through. It's full point. So that's North Melbourne's 3rd goal for the quarter. It's Good second, and the Kangaroos now 14 goals, 5, 89 points. Swans 8 goals, 12, 60.
Third quarter, and North Melbourne kicking with the breeze, but really playing top football at the moment. Dempsey gets the tap down. Chance here now for Holden to get a hand pass out to Abernathy, but taken away from by Hounsell. Hounsell couldn't control the ball. Coming in to meet it now is Bryce. Overruns it. Now he's okay. Good play on the part of Bryce, but that was well smothered by South, and the ball is out of bounds. Out of bounds on the centre wing position. 8.5 minutes gone of the third quarter. Barry Round and Dempsey for the knockout. Round got that one out. Punched away by Holden. Picked up by Round. Playing a real captain's game today, but not saying that Dempsey's playing a bad game either. Picked up here now by Doug Smith. A bad kick. Allender gets one hand pass out to Tony Moore, but there's a chance now for South Melbourne to score here if they're good enough. Goes for a short pass, looking there for Fashini. It bounces the wrong way. Coming out now is Evans. Evans is running to an open goal. He puts it along the ground, and it's through for a point. Should have passed it over there to his teammate Fashini. They may have got a goal out of that.
Yes, I thought so.
Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. Score there is the South 61 to North Melbourne 89. Ball back into play. Phil Cracker goes for the punch on that time. Pouncing on the ball there is Keith Brigg, the dual Brownlow medalist. A long kick to centre half forward. There's a mark to Tanner. He dropped that one. A bit of a scrimmage going on. Carter can't get out of the pack, and then we see Ackley coming out, but the umpire will ball it up about 35 metres out from the North Melbourne goal. North Melbourne 14-5-89 to South 8-13-61. Round again against Dempsey. Round got that out, but it's Jimmy Cracker having a pot shot for goal, and this looks dangerous. Is it through for a goal or 1 point? Jimmy's already kicked 4 goals. His brother has kicked 2. 14-6. 80 points, North Melbourne. 90 points, I should say, to South 8-13-61. Ball out there on that half-back line, and the umpire said it's out of bounds. This time it's about 70 metres around from the North Melbourne goal.
Round, Dempsey wins out. Could be on the shoulder to Barry Round. In fact, it is. No, it's not. Yes, it is. Got it right the first time. He gives it to Hounsell, who put his head down and got scragged. The umpire says too high. Colin Hounsell, a smidgen lucky, I think, but nevertheless, he's come out of it with the free kick for the Swans, and they need plenty of those. Paul Morwood takes it in front of Keith Gregg. Paul Morwood is at centre half-back. Goes across the ground, looking for Ackley, who's well upfield from the back pocket. Playing on directly. Short pass is effective, and the mark is taken out there by Smith. Smith is at right half-forward flank. Looking for Roberts or Allender. Allender's got it. Allender in the forward pocket with Bobby Spilton's old number. Play on. Correct call. Fires at the goals and has put it through for 4 points.
What an amazing goal.
Allender's second goal. He had to play on. The umpire called correctly. He did move off the mark. And a very valuable goal for the Swans, who take their score now to 9-13-67. North Melbourne 14-6-90.
Well, I can't see how he played on unless he came well around for the mark. And,
look,
he has played. He's gone over his mark or away from the straight on line from his mark.
It's 90-67 in the third quarter, which is 11 minutes old. Bounced down in the centre, knocked down by Dempsey. Tries to get it to a teammate. Unsuccessful. And that could be a push in the back, I think. Not much doubt about that. Kerry Good to take the free kick from centre field. He'll drive North Melbourne into attack again. Good up towards the centre half forward position. Blight flies from behind. They're hard to take from there. Knock on. Not successful for North Melbourne. It goes out towards Carter. Carter's hand pass successful to Rhys Jones. Fashini. Evans. Swans moving the ball okay now up towards the centre field area, and a fine mark is brought in by Allender once more.
He's playing pretty well. Allender, quick hand pass over to Evans. This looks dangerous for North. The Swans go into attack now through Evans. Down there towards the forward pocket. Morwood coming in to meet it. Grabs it on the line, and a bit of trouble. Goes for a wild hand pass. Doug Smith comes in to meet it, but the umpire said it's out of bounds in that forward pocket position for the Swans, about 20 metres around from their goal. Well, they're only 23 points down, and they're kicking against the breeze. The interchange player coming on as Scott and going off as Hounsell. Well, there we see Phil Cracker picking it up down there in the back pocket for North Melbourne. It's a high kick back there towards centre half forward. Wayne Carroll gets around the opponent. Took too long to get around him dropping the ball. Took too long. He should have kicked the ball 3 minutes before that. Free kick going out there to Tanner. Tanner's kick is a long one over centre half forward. Barry Round there once again. The umpire's paying that mark, and so he should. Played a great captain's game today. A quick hand pass over to Paul Morwood. South Melbourne not giving up as the ball goes down towards their half forward. There's a beautiful one-hander against Scott by Dempsey. Gary Dempsey having a great battle with Barry Rounds. The ball comes back there towards half forward. Flying high that time, a darn good mark to Dennis Carroll. A gutsy one as the ball drops short. Smothered that time, and the ball finally driven up by Evans, one of South's best players. Well backed up now and well judged by Breeders as the ball goes back over the half-forward line, and another good mark to South. Their defence is starting to settle down a bit now as Paul Morwood breaks away. Rounders down. That's not good news for South at the moment as it goes out wide to that half-forward line, or the wing position. Grabbed by Tony Morwood over to Reece Jones. A long hand pass. Good play out there to Bashini. We copped a bit of trouble there. Backing up well as Scott. Scott better kick it. Smith's on his tail. He goes for a long kick up there towards the full forward zone. There's a go for a goal now. A snap for goal by Fashini. And what's he done with it? Is it coming around enough? No, it's through for 1 point. So the Swans move on to 9 goals, 14-68 to North Melbourne 14-6-90.
22 points the difference as Smith again takes the mark. And what is the decision here? I think it has to go back because the goal umpire had not finished waving the flags. Or is it a 15-metre penalty? The latter is the case. Dench, a beautiful kick with the breeze. Good, takes the ride and the sit. The Crackers again. Phil takes it from Jimmy to Kelly. Long shot at goal for North Melbourne. That looks okay. 4 points. There was a Spencer. Spencer's first goal, North Melbourne, 15-6-96 to the Swans. As we watch that in replay, 9-14-68, I think their score is.
As the Cracker boys again in business, Pete, as they get that's Phil getting out of the beautiful hand pass, and of course we know the result.
It's 15 minutes into the third quarter. Dempsey and Round to Evans. Round picks up the crumbs himself, gets it out towards left half forward. Jimmy Cracker again, playing a great game for North Melbourne. Byrne tapped it on, could have almost been construed as a throw by the umpire, but he elects to let play continue. Paul Morwood comes in, gets ridden into the ground, a push in the back, says the umpire, and Paul Morwood to take the free kick at left half back. He's certainly trying his heart out for the Swans. A very, very consistent player, hardly puts in a bad game. In towards centre field, he finds Keith Gregg in the road. Gregg just short of the centre half forward position now as he comes in for the kick with the breeze behind him. Tremendous torpedo punt kick. Blyton Carter, Carter in front, down to Phil Cracker. Off the ground, well, in fact, almost. And then he nearly collects Max Cruz for his trouble. Bernie Evans takes the hand pass at the right half-back flank. Evans puts it up towards the centre field area, and the mark is taken for South Melbourne down there by Carroll.
Carroll's kick is a short one, falls a bit in front of Smith that time, grabbed by Henshaw over to Dempsey. Another one coming back here now as we see Brytis in a bit of trouble. Had to get a hurried kick, back it goes to Holden. He's put off balance. There's a go for Evans, playing a crackerjack game for South. Over to Smith, this looks dangerous, chance for a goal. He fires. But once again, the Swans are off target and through for a point. That's 4 points to Smith today. I think I called Smith before, Bashini before it was Smith that kicked that last point.
We're all having problems.
Ball back into play again. Out there by Dench. Good mark to Glendenning. A hand pass coming over, and the ball's well driven up there by North, up towards centre half forward. Hits the deck. That's Phil Cracker going for a half hand pass out to Tanner. Are they quick with those hand passes, those Cracker boys? Tanner flies. He's put it through for a goal. That's goal number 2 to Tanner. Once again, the Cracker boys are in business, and they're really great. Score 16-6, 102 North Melbourne to the Swans 9-15-69. Well, there's no doubt about it. What's this in replay again? There is Jimmy Cracker getting that ball out beautifully to Tanner. And they're that quick, the opposition don't know where they're going half the time.
Beautiful to watch, the Cracker brothers. There's no mistaking that.
Well, you could say they're Crackers, couldn't you?
4 goals to Jim, 2 to Phil, and they've had a hand in many others this afternoon. Sevens big lead from the Arden Street ground. It's 102 now to North Melbourne, Swans 69.
Dempsey and Round. These two haven't been off the ball all day. Bit of a battle going on there. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Holden at centre field for North Melbourne. And they're really hot this quarter, North. There's a long kick looking for Blight. We saw nearly a mark there to Carter, but the umpire said play on. A chance for Byrne to give it back to Blight. A snap for goal, but the full forward's off target and through for 1 point. So North move on to 16-7. 103 points to the Swans 9-15-69, approaching the 19-minute mark of the third quarter. Chance for Browning to mark, couldn't get it on the second. It goes down. He's grabbed that time but couldn't get clear. Finally Wright gets a hand pass out there to Jones, not a good one. Reece Jones with a hand pass coming over there to Danaher. Danaher's kick is out wide towards that wing position. Coming out to meet it nicely is Allender. Taken quite a few nice marks today, the export Melbourne boy. Ball's a bit short. Jimmy Cracker lost sight of that one completely. A hand pass coming from Smith. There's a go now for Tony Morwood. Goes for a pass. Oh, there's two there. Punched away. Beautiful play by Dench. Away from Roberts. He's played a solid game down there. Out it goes to Glendinning on the boundary line. The ball is out of bounds. This time it's about 60 metres around from the South goal. They're really in the hot seat at the moment, South. They fell on a heap. 69 points to North Melbourne 103. Ball comes back there to Hodgman. Couldn't pick it up. Allender going through, showing a lot of strength. The ball back there towards the forward pocket. Evans got under that one. Punched away by Law. Good defensive play. Coming into meters for Sheen. He still won't give in, this little terrier. A hand pass coming out to Tony Morwood. Going for another hand pass back to Allender. A snap for goal. Won't make the distance. A chance for Greg to mark, and he does take a mark, and will get a free kick.
Max James replacing Roberts at full forward. Roberts has been taken off the ground over the head of Phil Cracker. Now he gets it back from Dench. Superb stuff from the Kangaroos. Law into centre field. Flying high was Carroll. Couldn't complete the mark. Tanner gathers the crumbs well. Fires it up towards Cracker half forward. Phil Cracker gives the handball across. Blight snaps it goal. Looks okay. Full points. Blight's third goal. 17-7, 109. North Melbourne. Swans 9-15-69.
Jimmy has been a starter. They kicked 4 goals.
40 points the difference in the third quarter. Centre bounce infringement, and the free kick is going North Melbourne's way. It will be taken by Gary Dempsey. Dempsey just short of the circle. He's not a long kick. That one's high towards the centre half forward position. Good missed it. Out comes Blight. Tackles Carroll well. Holding the ball, or is it held to him? Umpire Bassett. North fans don't really go along with that decision, but it will be a ball up to take place only about 35 metres out from goal, and North Melbourne once again in attack as they have been for most of the quarter. It's 40 points the difference. Dempsey and Round. Cruz to Browning. Browning in plenty of trouble. It will be a ball up. A little bit further out from goal this time. South had a lot of bother. North have had just too many good players today. Knocked down by Carroll and taken away by Dennis Carroll. On the centre wing position, ball out of bounds, adjacent to the players' race. Third quarter in progress, some 22 minutes as we await the throw-in. The Swans will, of course, be coming home with the breeze, but the side has a deficit of 40 points facing it at the moment. Knocked down by Dempsey, taken by Kim Hodgman. Hodgman's kick is a long one up towards the half-forward position. Brown couldn't take the mark. It comes down towards Danaher. Gets sandwiched between two players. Eventually the ball picked up by Danaher again and driven back towards the centre field area. Mark almost brought down. Greg goes for the hand pass, gets it out towards Law, and Law drives North Melbourne into attack again.
Well, they're playing strong footy. There he goes again. There's Jimmy Crack. He's hooked the ball back looking for Blight. It'll bounce okay, I'd reckon. Blight goes in to meet it now. Good play on the part of Reece Jones. A long hand pass, but a dangerous run across goals. And there we see Morwood in the way. Paul Morwood's grabbed by Jimmy Cracker. Good play. Picked up by Byrne. Another goal coming up. Once again, the Crackers are in the business for North Melbourne. Well, he made it easy for Byrne that time because he grabbed that Paul Morwood, put him off balance, and went straight there to Byrne. 18 goals, 7-115 North Melbourne, with the Swans 9-15-69. Well, but they made a difference at this side, the Cracker boys. There we see him grab Morwood. And of course, that made the kick drop short. And it's through for a goal for North Melbourne. Back to the centre, and we're at the 23-minute mark of the third quarter. And certainly been Norths all the way. Gary Dempsey getting on top there with a good knockout. Intercepted by Cruz, showing brute strength that time. Gets through the pack. Hits the ball out there looking for Morwood. James it is. Kicked off the ground by Dench. And he's playing a great game down there at full back. and they're looking $1 million north. A beautiful pass there to Spencer, over to Hodgman, and they're back into attack again. Up there towards Blight and Carter. He's putting out the way. There's Cracker again. This time it's full. Another goal. 3 goals for Phil. And this is Cracker's day tonight.
Scores on 7 big leagues. Swans 9-15, 69, and North Melbourne running right away with this one, 19-7, 121. So Jimmy Cracker has 4 goals, his brother Phil has 3, and they've had a hand in many others, Lou.
What about the pace away from the pack? That's where they accelerate, and of course South Melbourne have got no answer to them. They've been sensational today, and by golly, I hate to repeat this, they're tremendous players.
So North Melbourne with that goal, 19-7, 121, South 9-15, 69 at the 24.5-minute mark of the third term as we await the bounce. It's Dempsey and Round, knocked down. This time it's taken by Spencer. Spencer up towards the half-forward line. Blight and Carter off the back as Danaher threads his way through 3 North Melbourne defenders, or forwards, up towards the centre wing position. Rhys Jones to Stephen Wright. Wright's at the centre circle. The Swans badly needing a few goals here. Ross Henshaw, safe mark in defence. Too tall for Bernie Evans. Over towards Smith. Into open territory and into the arms of Paul Morwood. Glendinning, Dempsey. And the big man, away he goes. With the plaudits of the crowd. Not the fastest on the field, but one of the most effective now. Away they go again. Another of the imports, that's Abernathy. Short pass is effective to Xavier Tanner, and Tanner is within kicking distance, about 35 metres out from goal. He's kicked 2 so far. A chance to bring up North Melbourne's 20th goal, and what great kicking they've had, 19-7. Xavier Tanner on a slight angle. Breeze behind him as he comes in. Drop punt for goal, looks accurate from here. It's North Melbourne 20th, or has it hit the post? It's a poster, so one behind, 19-8, 122. South Melbourne 9-15, 69.
26 minutes gone of the third quarter, and it's been North Melbourne all the way as the ball comes back into play by Carter. Out to Dempsey and Round. Punched away by Dempsey. Over it goes there to Jimmy Cracker. He's 3, a hand pass. Now it's intercepted. They've gone. Oh, and what a tackle that time was by Jimmy Cracker. You've never got these guys. You think they're grabbed, and there's a bit of fire in them too, I'll tell you that now. I'd like to do 3 rounds of boxing with them. Up she goes again, Dempsey and Round. That was Carroll getting up high, couldn't get clear. Finally, Carter clears the ball away from South, but they've been under tremendous strain down to that defence because North Melbourne have been bombarding the goal from the word go of this third quarter. Out of bounds on that, we're up towards North Melbourne's half-forward line. It's Allender against Doug Smith. There we see the ball knocked out by Brandon. That didn't make much difference. I don't suppose he had anyone to hit it to. But they've been well covered, the South players at the moment. Dempsey got the tap down. Going after it now is Hodgman. A pretty handy player today, and that's smart play as he kicks the ball back there. There could be a mark of who's going to play to Jimmy Cracker. Oh, golly, they're giving Ackley and Paul Moore a bit of cover today, these 2 guys. The 2 opponents. He's looking for a lead. Blight, now it's Byrne at the front, Blight at the back, punched away that time by Danner, tapped on again by Carroll. Back it goes to Gregg, got a hot one that time, over to Hodgman. Up towards the full forward position with Barry Round, one drop, and a great mark by Barry Round at the full back position for South Melbourne. 27.5 minutes gone. The third quarter, North Melbourne 19-8, 122 to South 9-15, 69. Waiting on the skippers side to come around the members side of the ground. It don't make much difference. Gregg in front of a great mark. You can see his name written all over that one before it left Round's boot. Got a chance to really drive them into attack. I've seen him kick many a goal from this position too, Keith Gregg, the dual Brownlow medalist. And I wouldn't be surprised if he lobbed this one just about in the goals. Let's see what he can do. He's pretty confident he's going to have a go at him. There's the kick. But he's up target and through for a point. So it's 19-9, 123 North, the South 9-15, 69. 28 minutes gone of this third quarter.
Disappointing performance by the Swans in this term. They'd pegged North back at half-time. Good. Fires at the goals from 30 metres out, and that one sailing straight through for another one. North go further ahead. That's Kerry Good's third goal. And the scores now in 7th big league. North Melbourne, 20 goals, 9, 129 points. To the Swans, 9, 15, 69.
I think that makes the difference, 60 points now. Watch Kerry Good take this ball here now as it's knocked away by Smith. No worries, a great goal. 60 points the difference, Pete.
It's an even 10 goals the difference at the Arden Street ground at the 29-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. Wayne Carroll tries to go through, didn't have the ball. It's a South Melbourne free kick. It will be taken, I think, by Max Cruz. Yes, it is. Cruz to take the free kick for the Swans at the centre half back position, or just a little bit up towards the centre from there. Time on being played in the term. In comes Cruz. Dempsey in front, or is it Round's mark? I think it's Round. He's played a great game, Barry Round.
Dempsey hasn't been bad either, Pete.
No, they have been both effective for their side. That's a shocking kick. Snapshot for goal by Tony Morwood is off target. In fact, that barely travelled 10 metres. It comes down into the arms of one of the safest fullbacks playing. That's Dench. The passes to Dempsey. Was he off? Carroll thought he was. I don't think so. To Dench again. 24 to 23. To Ross Henshaw, who made awkward that job of getting through the pack. On the shoulder, says umpire Vassalou. Perhaps a little fortunate, Ross Henshaw, but he did have the ball. Tries the short pass out wide, looking for Hodgman. Browning's there intercepting, but fumbles. It's not a good day for Browning after being best on the ground last week. Hodgman to Law. There might have been dryness there in the mark taken down there by Kerry Good, who kicked the last goal. He has, in fact, kicked 3 so far. He's a little bit further out on this occasion, but of course does have a deliberate shot, whereas he was on the run before. He'll be about 40 metres out at most. On the scoreboard flank, Kerry Good. Aiming for North Melbourne's 21st goal. I think he's missed it, judging by the goal umpire. It's through for 1 behind. And that takes their score along to 20 goals, 10. That's 130 points. South 9, 15, 69.
31 minutes gone of the 3rd quarter. Hounsell on the ground now, and Tony Morwood off the gun. Might have been for that bad kick down there before.
Very possibly.
Very haphazard sort of a kick. The ball back into play. This is dangerous. But Ackley's grabbed that mark. He's off like a shot down there in the back pocket. Drives the ball out towards the wing position, looking for Round. Couldn't hold that one. Dempsey grabs it. As I said before, they're both doing a great job. The ball driven up there by North's Law again. Ackley in front. At the back that time was Hodgman. The ball finally kicked off the ground. That's a fortune.
When you're hot, you're hot, aren't you,
When
Luke?
you're hot, Flight's already kicked 3 goals. They're all kicking them with North Melbourne. I think Goods kicked 3, Jimmy Cracker 4, and Phil Cracker 3. The kick now by Blightus through the middle for his 4th goal, and North Melbourne looking $1 million. 21 goals, 10, 136 to the Swans.